3 of these, which are just cut-offs of the wood that I'm using for bath panelling, so that I can test what it will come out like. So I've got the paint, I've got some water and a jar and a brush. So I'm going to try it first of all neat, see what it comes up like. Okay, so what I've done is, this is the full strength, which I've then brushed out along with some watered down ones. So there's the right watered down one, that's kind of the middling. So you've got full, middle, thinnest. And what I'm going to do is let those dry and see what I think about that, because whilst I quite like the idea of doing like just the colour wash on the wood, having thoughts about it and whether that's actually a very good idea, it being a bathroom and being wood, it would probably be better if I used the full strength. Do you see, I'm just working this out as I go. Full strength bathroom paint on the wood to protect it from splashing water. It is a stonkingly hot day today. I've been out and taken all the curtains and the comforters and the duvet and washed those in the local laundry place, which is at Intermarché here. They basically have big enough drums to take all of that lot. Well, 2 loads anyway, that was. One for the duvet and one for all the curtains and everything else. So that's all been through the wash, thankfully. So hopefully that'll all dry nicely now. So that's out there. It really is Charente in bloom at the moment. So I tied this up because it was leaning over. Not sure what it is, don't know if anybody recognises it. If you do, let me know in the comments, that would be great. There's no tag on that. But it looks like a healthy plant and it looks like it's supposed to be there, so that one will keep. Obviously I need to get rid of all the shrubbery around it that doesn't belong and just tidy up. There's also something interesting coming up here. Look at this, it's red, it's got like a red fuzz on it, and it's very pretty actually. No idea what it is though. Again, if you know what it is, let me know. My rambling rose here, going to sort that out. I need to take those off of the back there because they're pretty much rotted, and I'm going to put hooks in instead where the screw holes are, and then I'll be able to tie that back and let that climb and have that climbing around the back here, just so that that gives a nice pretty facade across there. Here's another one of the pretty items in bloom, this little rose bush here. It's doing really well. I mean, admittedly it has stinging nettle helping it out. And I've been gradually getting all the rubbish out that's been around there. But beautiful colours there. Yeah, here's my beautiful rose bush that I probably showed you the other day. Doing really well. The size of those roses. I mean, that's my hand. I don't have small hands. But yeah, look at how big those flower heads are. Huge, huge. Beautiful irises. And what to me look like orange poppies. I know they're not poppies, but they are so beautiful and sweet. And you see them a lot of the places around here. So love those, along with these purple and white little flowers. The bees certainly seem to love them. Archway that I put in has come to life. Look at this. That archway's gone bonkers. Those roses are absolutely loving it up there. So really, really happy with that. And it's absolutely stunning. And the bees thoroughly enjoying it. As am I. And my so far pile of weeds that I've pulled out that are dying back, so I need to go and get the green sack, stick all of those in that and carry on weeding around here. Be hard work. Try and do that in the evenings or the mornings. nod in the midday sun. Ready to start painting the bath panel. I've decided I'm just going to paint it with the false solution so that it's waterproof. I think that's the most sensible idea. The colour, it will just bring the room together, having the colour up there and then so below. I just need to take that door off. I've put some masking tape down along the edges. I need to take the door off, take the hinges off it so that I don't get paint on the hinges, and then I'll start painting.
Through the fields of our past, feelings part our ways, keeping us close but estranged now, dreams holding us closer.
So that's that all painted. The door's just drying, as is the rest of the wood. Just letting that cure, then I'll fit that back tomorrow. I have gone round here and done the edges again in blue, and tomorrow I will finish off doing in here with the blue and the white. And then once that's all done, I will get that all cleaned up in here and we can have a proper look. Getting ready to do some more lawn mowing tomorrow, so the furniture's all over the place out here at the moment. As I've got this little circular area which was underneath the table and chairs to do, and then got to go around and do the front of the garden. Now what I wanted to ask you is, if you don't already, please subscribe. What I'm trying to do is trying to get to 1,000 subscribers for the channel minimum, because once you get to 1,000 subscribers for your channel, you are then eligible for taking part in the paid partnership program, and that basically means that for all the videos that I create, I get some sort of commission as per the advertising revenue that comes in. So I really would appreciate it if you would subscribe, and if you would share with your friends and family my channel, just to try and help me get along. And obviously if you've already got a channel of your own and you're enjoying watching this, then I'd really appreciate it if you gave us a little shout out. That would be wonderful. Thank you so much. See what we got going on with the fruits here. Some little things that kind of look like olives. I don't think they are. I think they're supposed to be green gages or something. That's what our neighbour was telling us. I say us, that was Dad and I. We were chatting away to them. And it definitely isn't an olive tree. Not gnarly enough. These are the apple trees. We've had lots of blossom on them. Oh, look, baby apples. Little baby apples. So by the time we get to autumn, late summer, we should start to have those again. That'd be fantastic. Couple of months' time and I'll be out here every day picking up apples and then chopping and freezing them so I can make all sorts of yummy things with them. And who knows, if you come and stay at the Airbnb and it's sort of the winter months, there may be apple pies in the offing. I see the moles have been hard at work over here for me since I mowed this the other day. Apparently they do like the lawn mowers going across. Just lets them know you've cut the grass and it's ready for you to have it dug up by them. When I first moved here, it used to annoy me. Nearly a year on, I'm much more circumspect about it. It's lovely fresh earth, and actually that'll be great for putting in the vegetable patch. Ooh, something slightly different. What have we got there? We've got cherries. Are they cherries? gosh. We've got a cherry tree. Now that is very interesting. Yummy. And there are a few branches. I need one of those, not a chainsaw because I've got a chainsaw, but I need one of those smaller ones just to take off these branches. So again, I think I'm going to put a list together on Buy Me a Coffee of tasks and things to buy. So if you want to donate at all, do take a look on our Buy Me a Coffee page, and you can assign your donation to whichever fund that you see fit, and then obviously that money will then be used exclusively towards that pot once the pot reaches the amount needed. Obviously going to be a very popular year for fruit on these trees. Love this tree. It's very spread out nicely. It's very central trunk. It's not off to one side or anything, and it's then got lots of branches coming out from it. Beautiful tree. And it does seem to have some fruit on it too. Also planning on purchasing myself a machete because the bamboo has gone mad. I have mown down quite a few stumps of it, but it is still encroaching all over the place. And I'm going to probably use it for bean poles and for sweet peas and things like that, and to help with the trees. So I can feel a machete purchase coming on to help me get those down so I can utilise them. They can actually be useful then. See, look at this sticking up in my lawn. See how easy they are to pull out to break. But that's also how easy they are to just, take over the garden if you're not careful. Also, are bamboo shoots the same as bamboo shoots? And can you use bamboo shoots from bamboo such as this in your cooking? Going to have to Google that now I've thought of it, because I actually have no idea. For those that know, it's probably a really stupid question, probably a really easy yes or no, but if you don't know, you don't know. But yes, here, these are all new. These are all new bamboo poles that have gone in, self-seeded, since last year. This was much more open before, and you could walk straight through there, no problem. But as you can see, it's having great fun. And I don't mind too much it having that a little bit of a hedge of it there. As long as it doesn't try and go any further or come out any further. As I say, I want to keep that part there as parking. I need to treat the wood that's showing as external there, because obviously we don't want that rotting, so I want to preserve that as much as possible. And I need to set up the greenhouse properly, an art studio, make sure that's all lovely, and clear down the side of the house just there, just so that that's nice and tidy and I can get down there if needs be. At the moment it's got a load of rubble and bits and pieces from the renovation, which really should have just gone in a car and gone up to the déchetterie, but last year we weren't thinking about that. We were just getting stuff out. There's parts of walls down here and I'll be able to get access to the wood here and treat that properly. We have a very sad little burn pie at the moment. He's been very poorly, haven't you, darling? He had a very nasty bite which turned into an abscess, so he can't go out for the next week, and he's really not liking that. So although he's doing a lot better today after his trip to the vets yesterday, and his antibiotics. We've done his antibiotics today, and we've done his cleaning of his wounds. And we've had to get his cone of shame back on, bless him, because he is my little Houdini. He's very, very clever, and he managed to take it off during the night. So when I woke up this morning, he was sans hood, which means he can clean his own wounds, and we really don't want that because then they'll just get reinfected. So he's now sulking, going to be awful for the next week, but still, it's necessary. We want him back to full strength. We do what is right for them, even if they don't realise or understand themselves. So today is washing day. The second load is just finished, third load to go in, and there's already one load out on the line, so I've got to go and pop that out, so I'll do that in a moment. Washing out. Let's have a quick look and see what it says temperature rise in the shade. Right, so that says it's currently sitting about 26 degrees, which doesn't surprise me, to be honest with you. It is lovely and hot out here. I've just had to bring Aslan in the midday sun because yeah, he has a want to lay out in it, which is all very well and good, but it's a bit too hot for him. So I've put him inside with some water and some shade, and he'll come out again a bit later on. Now, a week today, I have Mum and Dad coming to stay, and they're going to be in the Fern suite. So I have got a week to turn this fully into a suite that my elderly parents can use. After doing a lot of cleaning and finishing off the painting upstairs in the Fern suite's bathroom, I sat down and I got catted. Poorly Burn Pie has decided that Mummy's lap is the place to be, to rest his weary head after all his yowling about not being able to go outside. He's very not happy about it, but still, bless him. There's his little wounds. His brother, meanwhile, fast asleep up there, having come in because we're in the middle of a thunderstorm. This morning so far, I've been giving it a good clean in here. We've had the first pass on the floors after scrubbing them a bit on hands and knees, and now they've had a steam clean. Still going to need more sweeping, but we are getting there slowly but surely, and the tiles on the walls are coming up nicely. It just feels nice and clean and fresh in here. Loving the bath panel. I wasn't sure how that was going to turn out, but I had it in my mind's eye, and it's pretty much how I imagined it, so really happy with that. Today I am going to put this stuff on around the bath, and I am going to put some mastic up around the edges, white mastic, just to finish that off and give it a waterproof seal. Also around the bottom there of the bath panel, obviously not including where the door is, because I still want to be able to open that. But should then allow that to sit in place, and hopefully no water ingress underneath it either. So that should all be lovely. And I also need to do across the back here and around where the plug socket is. So part of me just wants to see how well this is going to clean up, so time to give that a good wash. It's probably going to take a few goes over. How has that got plaster on it? Honestly. It's coming up quite nicely. It's going to need those scraping off though. So that's the amount of gunk that I've managed to scrape off of here. And I will be painting this in the stairs gel, just to make sure that it stays clean, it doesn't absorb all the foot dirt, etc, etc. And then that'll just need maybe a yearly upkeep, I guess. Just depends on how things go, but I'll keep an eye on it once we start getting guests in here. Might need a light sanding, so we'll see. So there we have it after a fine grain, about 120, sand over the top, just lightly, didn't need much, just in the areas that things were marked a bit more. I mean, here I can't get that off. I think that's just some sort of oil based, possibly some of the wax from the ceiling in here. But that should blend. Once this is all dried out, then I will put that gel on that I mentioned and seal it all up. Let's have a look at the underside. Yeah, let's see. Now, at the moment, it's got a piece here and a piece here. There is another section that goes on here, and then a piece that screws to the back, which then gets drilled into the wall. So what I will probably do is drill the bit into the wall and then attach this to it. And yeah, we'll get there. As you can see, that looks a lot better for having had a clean. Not finished by any stretch of the imagination, but we are getting there. So I've done some beading around here just to tie in the edges. I have tried cleaning that screen. It's had a couple of cleans. It will need more to get rid of the residual watermarks, because I was unable to find new shower screens, and I thought, well, if we could save this one, then that would work well. So we saved it, cleaned up okay as far as dirt's concerned, but watermarks, historical watermarks, bit of a pain in the bottom. So yes, now as you see, the bidet is looking all right. I've got handles finally, and I've taken the plastic off of the sink, so that's now coming together as well. There we go. So that is thus so far. So a job for tomorrow is going to be attaching this to the wall, and then the step screws down from the top into that bar. So let me just get that, and we'll just have a look at the height of it. So that's where that goes. Now I'm going to use this marker just under here, just to give me a guideline. You see, that gives me that line, and that gives me the lowest point of this, which means it's the top point of where that bar needs to go. Now I just need to make sure that this is level. Do the same the other side. It'll give me, even if it's not level, it'll give me a point. Let's see if I can reach my hand up there. Probably a bit scrappy under there, but yeah. There we go. That gives me that point there. It looks a bit like the sign of pi. I can then work on this going in here, like so, and making sure that that's level, bringing that all the way across, and then we should be good to go. So lovely, interesting anomaly for you. Looking at this piece of wood that's supposed to go with it, it has 3 holes, just such as the top of the wheel. But the wood does not match up to the holes. In fact, it's not even long enough. Very, very odd. Another bijou challenge, but one that we shall brace ourselves to. This will be done in time for Mummy and Daddy's arrival. I've marked out where these holes are on the wall. So basically, when I put that up to there, you can see that that hole correlates with that one with that one, and that one over there. So that when I actually screw in, I'll turn that 90 degrees and those holes will marry up. The next thing is I've put masking tape on here just to stop the drill bit from slipping when I drill in. I've also measured down so that I can see roughly where the holes are going to be on my tape. And now the next thing for me to do is to put my masonry drill bits in my power drill here, and then find screws that are going to be the right length to go through this. Hopefully some useful information. On your rule plugs you will find a number, so this one says 8, and that will correlate to your drill bits. So these are my drill bits for the moment, and I'm going to use the 8. And that will allow me to drill a hole that will fit there. Now I've done some initial pilot holes with a smaller drill bit, so in order for those to fit in there, which fit the screws that I'm going to be using, I need to use the 8.
Through the fields of our paths, feelings part our ways, keeping us close but estranged now. Dreams holding us closer, meadows of our youth, 107 days, but recalling it backwards. Our dreams holding us closer. Ooh, we can see so clear.
Having screwed the bar to the wall, put in these two for the side piece here. That is now ready. I've put one screw in here and I need to put another one in here. I need to fill that hole there because that goes into nothing. I might put another screw in along here though, just to put the 3 in, even though they won't be equidistant because obviously the bar doesn't go that far. There we go, so 3 screws are in, and I filled the holes there, there and there with wood glue, oak wood glue. So we'll let that go off and paint this on here, so it should just be fairly straightforward. And there we have it, folks. So that's now just got to dry, and hopefully that'll dry a nice colour. As I say, it's just a clear steps matte finish, so hopefully that will just absorb that and dry off nicely. As I say, I've done the undersides here as well, literally underneath the wood as well as along here and the sides, so that keeps that nice and sealed and protected. Well, after leaving that to dry for a bit, I think that looks rather good. Really quite happy with that. Let's see if it stands up to my weight standing on it. Yep. Feels very solid actually. Quite happy with that. Shouldn't be a problem for anyone. I'm not exactly small. I think that's a good job. Tick, another job done. Completely gutted. I was going to fit this next piece across the back, but it is an inch too short. It's not because I've cut it or anything, it's literally an inch too short. So I'm going to need another reel of it. I'm pretty happy that I've done kind of in here, barring the tape that needs to go across the back there, but I'll get some more of that, that's fine. And today it's beginning to come together and look more like a guest suite. We did run out of the white sealant as well, so I need to come back and finish that, but I've done the front and back of this room and partially the side here, so it's all good. I'll get some more of that tomorrow, hopefully. Oh, and I have also been decluttering the room in here a little, so there are less tools and boxes and things as I thin them down and things get put into place. Never going to take the knee pad out of here until I'm absolutely 100% sure that I have no more kneeling on the floor, scrubbing floors, scraping floors to do, or fitting things sitting on the floor, because if you're doing DIY, the one thing I recommend that you get, knee pads or a garden kneeler. That's my old garden kneeler from when I lived back in the UK, so yeah, it's all good. Thank you once again for joining us here at Cottage Tranquility. Hope you've really enjoyed this week's episode and look forward to you joining us again next week for more shenanigans. And really appreciate all those that subscribe, like and comment, and would really appreciate it if you share my channel and help spread the word about the channel and the Airbnb now we're up and running. Thank you.